Okay, everybody, one last video on influence and how sick you all are. And it's just really amazing how lacking, you all have absolutely no self awareness. You don't understand that you don't say anything worth listening to. You don't conversate with someone sitting across from you. You're just looking for the next brand deal, the next collab. So it's like checking the boxes before you're even doing the thing to look for the next box to check. And then you don't even deliver to an audience anything of substance. Then you try to bullshit your way into success by pretending you're that thing that you want to be, which is all associated to money. Then you're all in some weird Ponzi thing of trying to be in the network of destruction of people's lives for self-righteous gain. For some reason, you can't see there's anything wrong with that. And then you sell deals of desire. And you as audience, I'm asking you, do you not see the concern of the problem here off of your emotional stability, off of your jobs and your businesses? They're trying to close down all of your jobs. If you only need an influencer to tell you about a particular product, why do you need to go to Walmart to buy it? You'll just go to a Amazon store and buy it from Amazon. That means you lose your job. So economically, these sickness of these Middle Eastern people are trying to leave you destitute. These influencers are trying to leave you long-term destitute, and you're not fighting for your children's lives. What, are you getting aroused by Charli D'Amelio? Because Charli D'Amelio doesn't have arousal. She doesn't know what it means. She has anxiety, a burning sensation inside that you think is arousal. And then she asks for empathy. And then she's going to want to tell you she's the victim, but she's the one who wore a bikini, dancing like a child in front of all these men's eyes to create her version of arousal, but just made your crotch burn like an STD. We got the Middle East who don't understand nothing about life, trying to talk about emotions, trying to talk about their feelings and about nastiness, while they hypnotize you, or at least try to, into oblivion, to where they then implant you with functional medicine, which is all about hypnosis, while they tell you about Joe Dispenza, who's by far the worst meditation teacher next to Deepak Chopra. One's an Indian and one's a chiropractor. All off the backs of humankind, so that a small group of people, which will be the kings and queens of the world for the future, because no one's willing to speak against it. Why won't you speak against it? We're not talking about Gary Vee here. We're talking about the Middle East. We're talking about influencers. We're talking about communism here, folks. Why are you not strong enough to not feel anxiety? This is specifically for the older generation. You're technically still in charge. Some of you have been through World War II. Some of you through other wars that none of us have lived through. This young, youthful generation have no connection to 9/11. So they were willing to sell us out to Palestine, where our government is showing us that we did pay for 2 airplanes to fly into the buildings. Obama is said to have assisted in that process. Why was there a helicopter up in the air? It just so happens at the right moment, at the right time, to get that right video shot to go down in history. While they laughed at the fact that these people died. That right there should tell you in common sense form that no American would ever marry a Middle Eastern. Not sure what part of that in Mona Van's head she doesn't understand, or what you Middle Easterns in your head you don't get. See, Patrick Bet David is a exception to the rule. Not a Mona Van, by the way. He's the exception to the rule. While we have Mona Van standing in our faces, clearly disrespecting you, clearly disrespecting all of America with every piece of content as she brags about 9/11 and goes into the U.S. Capitol that was invited to her by Joe Biden and Kamala Harris to abuse you as audience, who are not audience, citizens of the United States of America, while she digs in content to instigate America into unrest. And they're all involved in it. This is what they were hired to do by Washington. Washington Democrats hired influencers to dig at the pain of 9/11 with promoting DEI and WOKE. And then utilize influencers to guide you into submission, to create a conversation around be kind. This should be getting a little more clear how this is all working, so that long term you would all turn into slaves who can't distinguish right from wrong or have your own emotions or opinions. You're turning yourselves into the Middle East. No more freedom, not for you. And that feeling of what the middle class used to have no longer belongs to you because you're giving it away to the elitists of New York City and Los Angeles. And those people lived in the old days rough fucking lives. But everybody has their own level of rough lives, except they got fucking money. Now they're fueling your private parts with burning desires. And all of that will be the straw that broke the camel's back. Meaning no one's out there speaking the truth except for me, while I'm being battled against by all of them. I stand with Donald Trump, who is the American example. No more dream conversations. He's the example of what it means to be an American. I'm the example of what it means to be through and through American, to stand for the Constitution, even when Americans don't want to stand for the Constitution because they want money. But you already have money. You just don't have as much money as Soros. But they're telling you that's your God-given right to have that amount of money. That's not church, that's not religion, that's not spirituality, Mona Van. So disrespecting you to your face, bragging about their money and their finances, bragging about their company they keep, and then treating you like you're low-class citizens. While they don't teach anything, this is the part that gets lost every fucking time. They don't teach shit. They literally distort reality. They're taking from you. They're whitewashing you. They're confusing you. That's not American. They're even trying to steal American holidays. The Middle East is trying to take democracy and recreate it to kings and queens, Princess Nora. That open feeling inside is the shit you gotta close down. They are evil as fuck. All Middle Eastern Persian bitches are evil as fuck. What part of that don't you fucking hear?